We don't need to worry, cause when we go, you know how to land. Don't need to talk the talk, just walk the walk tonight. Cause we don't need permission to dance. La, 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 la. We don't need permission to dance. Oh, what's up? It's your boy, Big Reg, coming to you from the shadow of the big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan. This time bringing you a recap of Game 3 of the 2021 Michigan Wolverines football season. A resounding victory, a dominating victory, a victory that was never in question versus the Northern Illinois Huskies. Oh, I felt bad for them dogs. At one point, I almost dialed up the ASPCA. I was like, hey, man, there's some dogs getting just beat up with no mercy. No mercy. 63-10, folks. The Michigan Wolverines were doing whatever they wanted. Whatever they wanted. Offense and defense, they were dominating. Oh, but Rocky Lombardi, this boy's got some chutzpah. After the Michigan Wolverines held him to a field goal on the first drive, they said, hey, guys, don't worry. We could drive on these guys all day long. That's what Rocky Lombardi said. Rocky Lombardi, let me just say this. You're crazy. You're nuts. You're nuts. Because the Michigan Wolverines proceeded to shut them out for almost the entire game, only giving up a garbage touchdown. Once it was 63-3. Or maybe it was 57-3. Whatever, though. Does it really matter at that point? Oh, the Michigan Wolverines did it all. People wondering, could K. McNamara pass? I'll just say this. K. McNamara, 191 yards passing in the first half. And I said to myself, how can the Michigan Wolverines outdo last week's rushing performance of 340-something yards? Guess what, Buttercup? 370-something yards rushing. Holy smokes. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but remember, I had predicted a defensive pick six, and that almost came to fruition due to Green. Oh, my gosh. Anyways, I'm getting a red light from producer JB. He's telling me that I'm going on too much about how the Michigan Wolverines totally dominated this game. So I'll stop there because I need to catch my breath myself. And I turn it over to you, producer JB.
Guys, we got some questions out here that we're going to pose to you in a buy and sell moment. Are you buying this question? You're selling this question's point. Let's hear from you. Rebuttals, be ready to speak out. Let's go. First question to JC from Sunnyside. Here we go. JC from Sunnyside. Does this game prove that Cade can throw, and does your confidence in him continue to grow?
I'm selling right now that he can throw. I mean, yeah, he threw what, 11 passes this game. I mean, he hit that bomb to Cornelius Johnson, but he did miss on 3 other deep balls. He made some, he made some decent passes, but does my confidence grow in him? Better than last week, but I still need to see more. I want to call out Steve C, who said that, there's not enough of a sample size to say that, K can't throw. But at the same time, he's going to say that JJ is not ready when JJ threw 3 passes last week. This is still very early for us to judge whether or not Cade is ready for Big Ten play. I don't know how he's going to respond to pressure when other Big Ten teams come after him. When there's guys in his face, is he going to make the right decisions? I mean, did he manage the game? Yeah. Did he have 0 turnovers? No turnovers. And essentially, that's what we need. It looks like the run game is dominant. That's what we need. But does it prove that he can throw? I don't know yet. I don't know.
Anyone buying this point? Is confidence in Cade growing?
I'm not going to lie. I am buying this like I am buying Ethereum right now. Okay, nonstop.
Oh.
Okay, I am doubling down on this. You say that he missed on 2 other long passes. Let's look at the first. He just barely overthrew on the one shot. And then on the second one, it was another jump ball for Cornelius Johnson in the end zone, where Cornelius Johnson was getting pass interference on that the refs didn't call it. Okay, the cornerback clearly had the backhand on his back pulling him down, and the refs missed that call. Okay, so he should have, could have, would have been 2 out of 3 if it weren't for a bad missed call by the refs. Okay, and that's in addition to week 1 when he hit Ronnie Bell in stride perfectly on that long touchdown throw. So for me, I am a big buyer of Cade McNamara as a QB, as a thrower, okay? Because aside from that long throw to Cornelius Johnson, he also had that key throw to Eric Hall when it was after, I think it was 2nd and 18. He surveyed from the pocket, made the right read, and delivered a strike to Eric Hall that made it first down, Michigan Wolverines. So when it comes to Cade McNamara as a passer, I am a buyer. I'm borrowing money to buy more. I'm buying more leverage, okay? That's how big I'm buying. Holy
big surprise there. Backing up your player of the year pick. Just a couple quick comments, I promise. That one long bomb to CJ, who was happened to be my pick. CJ, coming out party for CJ. All right? Hey. But I'm actually, I don't know, play it back a couple more times. I don't think he ran full out. So it's going to be hard for me to put that one on Cade. You know, it actually didn't look like he was running full speed. CJ, seriously, when I was watching there at the Michigan bar down in D.C., distinct pleasure to watch with none other than the Shaka Zulu. All right? I think that was on CJ. And then more than just buying on Cade, it was just nice to see some other pass calls other than those bubbles and those screens wide, you know, those really safe conservative ones. So like seeing that.
Absolutely no way. This guy, I have confidence in Cade to throw to the sideline. Out of his 11 attempts, I think besides the 2-3 long balls and that one to all, everything was to the sideline. Even the commentators were saying that's the longest throw that he could have thrown without throwing it forward. This guy was throwing just out to the flat. Basically, he's just throwing to the sideline. I think Jim Harbaugh said, hey, hike the ball and throw it to me. Hike the ball and throw it to me. The play calling is atrocious. You know what you learn from this? This Michigan coaching staff has zero confidence in our passing game. When we're up 35-3, 42-3, 49 maybe do a couple series where we're throwing the ball 7 times and rushing it 3 times. Maybe throw the ball over the middle, call some passing plays for our quarterbacks. Give me a freaking break, man. You know what I have confidence? I have confidence in Cade turning and being able to put that ball in the stomach, in the gut of our running backs. That's all the confidence and what I've learned from this game. Come on, man. This is Northern Illinois. We had so many opportunities to call plays, our passing plays. Open up the playbook when it's 35-3, 42-3, 49-3, 56-3. All we did was hand the ball off. I don't understand the play calling. It's just atrocious. They have no confidence in our passing game. It's so clear. They have no confidence in Cade.
So let me just gotta say, this is Northern Illinois. For you to say that I got confidence, I'm gonna buy Cade like I'm buying Ethereum. With Northern Illinois, the wideouts were so wide open. Like, how are you gonna miss Cornelius Johnson that 83-yard touchdown pass? This is Northern Illinois.
Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the second point because we got the things out here. We're posing this to nameless guest. 0 sacks. 1 interception finally comes, and only 1 TD allowed in garbage time. Is this defense legit? Ready for the Big Ten season? Are you buying or selling this?
I mean, I'm buying, but as JC pointed out, and any reasonable Michigan fan knows, this is Northern Illinois. Come on, we know the level of competition, but we're doing it in a progressing style with Mike McD at the helm. I think Michigan Nation is growing confidence that we have a cerebral, adjusting D coordinator at the helm, and I like how he's growing these guys. So, am I excited and happy with how the D is progressing? Yes, I guess that makes me a buyer.
Give me a break, man. You could argue that we've played the past 3 games. We've played offenses that have been less of an offense. I'm lack of words, but the offensive quality that we've played have declined every single week. From Western Michigan, probably the best offense that we've played in the past 3 weeks, and then to a Washington Huskies offense that had key players out for injury. And then now we played a Northern Illinois offense that just sucks. And you're telling me our defense is progressing because we're playing better? We're playing teams that are worse every week on offense. How are you going to say we're progressing on defense?
I am a little concerned today with a little bit of a lack of pass rush. I know Big Reg points out that he almost got another projection right with the almost interception return for a touchdown, but almost doesn't count. Big Reg, hanging your head on almost. I mean, 1 turnover, 0 sacks. That is a little bit of a concern, but at the same time, I think the D did what we had to do. We only gave up really 3 points outside of that touchdown in garbage time in the 4th quarter. The D lockdown, 2nd and 3rd quarter, only gave up like 60 yards. I'm buying. I'm buying this defense. I think McDonald makes the adjustments. I'm buying.
Big Reg?
I'll just put it this way. There is nothing that I can say that will convince people who aren't happy about a Michigan team that just won 63-10, that racked up almost 700 yards of offense, even after they benched their starters, offensive starters after the first half, and defensive starters after the 3rd quarter. So there's nothing I can say to, in contrast to those kind of views. Because if the play on the field of that level and execution cannot convince people, then nothing that I could say will be able to convince people.
But the question is, do you think this defense is progressing? Right? Was that the question? Do you think this defense is progressing?
Is legit for the Big Ten season?
Yes. So that's the question.
And like I just said, nothing that I can say will, in support of that thesis, that this Michigan Wolverines defense is progressing, will have any effect on people whose views are what they are, given what's already been shown in the field.
So you're saying your answer is yes.
With words. My words cannot make a better argument than the actions that have already been shown on the field. So
Here's what I would say.
Don't need to talk the talk, just walk the walk. Because tonight, I don't need permission to celebrate.
There you go.
Celebration to a Michigan Wolverines team that dominated.
The permission.
Anyways, let's move on to the next question before we get into a dance competition. This one goes out to Squarehead himself, naysayer amongst us. Squarehead, does JJ's performance in the 2nd half, specifically the 3rd quarter performance, demand more playing time? Are we going to see JJ take over Cade's spot? Are you buying this? You selling it?
I think I've made this clear. If JJ gets more playing time, it's an ultimate failure on the coaches. You cannot replace a starting quarterback who's been evaluated to be a starter in week 1 of the Big Ten season. How do you say that this backup quarterback is ready, should get more playing time over the starter that you evaluated, you coached, you trained during the offseason, and you chose to be your starter? That's my answer. I don't think he deserves any more playing time. I think Cade at least should get a few Big Ten games under his belt, get some more opportunities, get some more passing plays to see how he can truly perform in the Big Ten. Because I don't think we've seen anything from Cade.
I'll just say this, and this has nothing to do with Cade and JJ, but just to bring up 2 examples of teams who made switches during the course of the year. One was a team called Clemson, and they switched from their starter, who they spent the entire summer evaluating, to a freshman named Trevor Lawrence, and then proceeded to win the national championship. Similarly, this university called Alabama, coached by a gentleman named Nick Saban. I don't know if he knows much football at all, but maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We'll have to see. But he was spending the entire summer evaluating Jalen Hurts. But then during the middle of the season, he was like, you know what? I think I made a wrong call. I'm going to switch it over to Tua Tagovailoa. And then he proceeded to win a national championship. So I don't know. If it happens, I don't know. Maybe it could
Great
work.
point. No, that's a great point. All right. So let's compare ourselves to Clemson and Alabama. The past 5, 6, 7 years under Jim Harbaugh. What have we done compared to Clemson and Alabama? This Reggie is just supporting my claim that the head of the snake must go. Have your drink. The head of the snake must go. Hashtag fire Jim Harbaugh. Let's become Clemson and Alabama and dominate every single year.
In watching the game, JJ's balls are clearly better than Cade. All right, let's just put it out there. But I think Cade has a better grasp of this offense.
JJ's passes.
Yes.
He only throws one ball at a time, not balls.
But I was saying this. Cade just has a better grasp of the offense. I think he's a little more judicious with the ball. He knows the right plays to make. He's managed the game very well. No turnovers over 3 games.
Oh, can you say that when he gets 10 passing attempts a game and then 90% of the passes are to the sideline? What is he reading? He's not reading anything. He's just hiking the ball and throwing it out in the flat. How can you analyze? How can you look at that play and say he's doing a good job? Or
All right, we're muting Squarehead. JC, continue with your point, please.
No, I think Cade he's the right guy for the job in the kind of identity that we want to be, which is a running offense, right?
Yep.
Sprinkle in a few play actions, do the zone read, pull it out, run the ball if you have to as a quarterback, or hand it off. I think Cade is the right guy, manages the game.
I have to agree. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a 5-star JJ. He's going to be a different quarterback near the end of the season. And if there's injury or this or that, it's a long season, to Reg's point. It's just good to have another guy. We need quarterback depth. And I like Cade to run this offense, ball control. And, I mean, what is there to be not happy about right now? Things are just chumming along. It's going to be a grind. There's going to be some tough matches, but we got our guys. Got to agree.
All righty, let's move on to the last question here. This one's to Big Reg himself. We have a 3-headed monster in that running back field right now. We got some thunder. We got some lightning. So is there room for some hail?
What? I don't get the
Donovan
hail.
Edwards.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Sure, why not? Let everybody in there. We had all the freshmen playing. You know, listen, this is not on topic, and I apologize, but everybody's giving love to the, Thunder and Lightning. But even Thunder and Lightning have been giving it up for the offensive line. And I got to give it up for the offensive line. You don't go 30 something, 340 something, and then 370 something by accident. It's those young men learning how to work together as a unit, doing great work along with the running backs. But yeah, I mean those guys are doing a fabulous job. And I think another good point is I don't even remember the last time Cade was under pressure. Whether it was against Western Michigan, the Washington Huskies with their gigantic defensive line, or Northern Illinois today. Those guys are doing a much better job versus last year of run blocking and pass blocking. So I give it up for Sharon Moore. The difference in his coaching, I think, is coming out. It's coming out, in spades. So I say Thunder and Lightning. They're riding on the rolling, those big old hosses. So I give it up for the hosses. And yeah, is there room for hail? Yeah, let's throw in some hail too. Shoot,
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Like during the meaningful parts of the game, first of all, I did call accurately that Donovan Edwards would get his first touchdown, right, of his career, and he did. I also called that we would have close to 250 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. We had 2 as the quarterback. So it was pretty accurate.
But you assigned that all to Cade McNamara, though. You said Cade was going to get 250.
Oh, come on. He had 190 and 2 touchdowns at half. Come on. He was playing. Anyway, I like keeping Thunder and Lightning just so that they get into the flow of the game. I think one too many, I think it gets a little too disruptive. They can't get the flow. They can't get their legs under them. I don't know. I think Donovan Edwards is a good back. His time will come. I am a little concerned about his attitude a little bit. His shoulders are sulking a little bit on the sideline when he's not the center of attention. I saw a little glimmer of that during his recruiting process. But we'll see how that plays out. But I like Corum and H2, Thunder and Lightning. Hit him hard, hit him fast. Let's keep it like that. It's working.
Any others? No. There's all those questions. Anyone have any other thoughts about this past game that's on display?
The other really quick thing on Edwards is he's going to be tremendous, but I don't even think he's just not there yet. He doesn't display the same patience. He just seems like in such a rush to bust a big play. And I just think that's going to improve. But I was super happy for him when he got the long run. He got his first home run. So props to you. Good job, Edwards. I think he's comparing himself to Trevion, or however you say that, the stud over at OSU, because they're the same year. They were kind of competing for same spots in the whole recruiting process. And, he's looking over his shoulder and seeing that guy just blow up. So hope he doesn't get too affected by that.
Another guy that I need to just say, hey, he showed up today was AJ Henning. AJ showed up today. The punt returns, again, a nice reverse, nice gain on the reverse, showing his athleticism, his speed, the speed in space. Yeah, I think AJ's finding his groove. And I think we found a punt returner.
On the flip side, you know who's sort of been MIA, who we've been kind of waiting to step up and be part of this offense? Mikey Sanderstil is like nowhere to be found. He's non-existent. So I don't know. Maybe Roman is going to be the next guy that steps up. He's getting more balls thrown his way.
I mean, there are only 8 balls that were thrown. I mean, come on. There were only 8 balls that were thrown, that were caught.
The first half. Come on. Holy smokes. Wait, who? There's AJ, Roman, Sanistro, Cornelius. That's 4 so far. Baldwin. And then Anthony. Anthony got a little bit of PT too today.
So did Dixon. Dixon too. Dixon got a
Holy
base.
smokes.
Right.
Dang, he threw everybody out there today.
And then Eric All.
I didn't Eric Gall. Eric Gall, I'm hoping that he gets more touches. I didn't have that feeling last year, but he's been showing that when he's getting the opportunity to make tough catches.
Yes.
So where's my best Eric Gall? And he's continuing to block at a high level, so I appreciate that as well.
Yes, those tight ends. Give those tight ends some credit like Jim Harbaugh did today.
Oh, dang, somebody really did watch the post-game interviews. Holy smokes. Oh, gosh. Anywho, here's one question that's been burning up the internet. What was a more impressive victory? Michigan 63-10 or Michigan State going down to Miami and beating Miami? I think it was like 38-17 or something.
And Miami's, it's challenging going to Miami. It's a different environment. It's a lot hotter. I mean, they were just throwing ice bags on everyone because it was just so scorching hot. But Miami's not that good. They're overrated. I don't think that their ranking of what I think they're 24 right now because they lost before. I don't think it's deserving of anything. Anything that I saw from that game was more actually about Michigan State looking better than I thought they were. Than Miami being anything of a challenge. So ours was a walk in the park. I think we were all comfortable with victory and what it was going to be. But, kudos to Sparty for taking care of Miami down there.
So that's an answer without giving an answer to the question. Because the question was, which one was a more impressive victory? And look, I'm the biggest Michigan fan. I am, out of all the Michigan fans out there, I am the only one.
Are you really?
Hopes and prays that I'm wrong every week. I'm the only Michigan fan out there that hopes and prays that I am wrong every week.
You predicted we were going to win.
But to answer your question, how can you say that our victory against Northern Illinois at home was more impressive than Michigan State going down to Miami against a ranked team? Who cares if they're overrated? They're still ranked 24. There's a reason for that. And you're telling me that our victory was more impressive than a Michigan State team going down to Miami and beating a ranked Hurricanes team? Come on, man. I mean, I love Michigan Wolverines just as much as you do, but let's call it the way it is.
All right, fair point. But I was just going to say, Michigan's win was more impressive than Ohio State's win, than like these Clemson's win. There's some struggling powerhouses out there, and I'd much rather be Michigan Nation enjoying what we're going through right now than some of the gnashing of teeth going out there. There's some putrid wins out there. We could have won 30-17, but we crushed it. So
answer the question. You guys are like come on, man. I get it. We're fans. You don't want to just tell the truth. You're a Michigan fan. I get it. But the question is, what was a more impressive win? Sparty going down to beating a ranked Hurricanes team, or Michigan playing at home and spanking the Northern Illinois Huskies?
I think because the expectations we have of Michigan State that could be perceived as a more impressive win because Michigan, I think Michigan State is much better than we thought they were going to be. So the game at Michigan State for us is going to be a lot tougher.
Man,
But
you guys.
we can't forget that we were up like 56-3 in the third quarter. If our offense stayed there for the entire game, it would have been like, 84-3, maybe.
Man.
I mean, it's a pretty impressive win. Like the wins that we had against Western Michigan, against Washington, against Northern Illinois, the way we've been winning is a way that the great Michigan teams have won for the first 3 games before the Big Ten season. So I'm going to say that the University of Michigan Wolverines victory today was more impressive than those Michigan State Spartans, who are a little better than we thought they were going to.
Qualify that.
Oh man. Well, gentlemen, I don't know what else we can say about this game. It's a heck of a performance. Anyway, you slice it though. So I'll just raise my glass to the team. It's easy to play down to your opponents, but clearly the coaching staff got them ready to play, and I think that was something that you couldn't say the past couple of years. Right, there was a couple times, like you look at, like even not just the COVID year, but before that. Remember when we were struggling to beat a team like Army? Remember Army came to the Big House and they almost beat us. You know what I mean? So when I compare games like that to games like today, it gives me a much better feeling that this coaching staff has a much better connection to the team and getting them prepared and amped up and ready to play. So raise my glass to that.
Let's give a couple shout outs to the people who left some messages here, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Remember, click like, subscribe on our YouTube channel there for it. Doc out in California got another subscriber to join. Amazing. We're getting more and more subscribers every day. So make sure you do that. We got our boy Jacob all the way in Germany giving us a shout out because he got a shout out from JC from Sunnyside. So let's get your thoughts and your actions and comments out there so that we can comment on those. And then again, repeating, our boy Stevie Chen in San Diego, he actually predicted 53-10. So amongst all of us, he actually guessed better than all of us did.
Wow.
So give a shout out to those guys. Oh, throw in that comment, throw in that click, throw in the subscription. Let's get this
Beginner's
rolling.
luck.
No, I love you, Steve Chen, for believing in Michigan. Yes.
Wait, let me just say this though. Do us a favor and comment on the YouTube thing versus the Facebook thing, because that helps us with the algorithm. The YouTube algorithm. Just say. Just say it. Just a little favor.
Yeah.
Put it on the YouTube versus the Facebook, because it helps us on the YouTube algorithm.
Get us
gentlemen, huh?
Yes, get us some likes on some YouTube right now. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. I'll just say this: Michigan Wolverines 3-0, going into the next matchup versus Rutgers University, also at 3-0. I didn't want to say this, but man, oh man, this is shaping up to be a pretty good matchup coming to the Big House. Rutgers versus Michigan. Gentlemen, I'm so excited after today's victory that I can't wait for next week. I'm sitting on pins and needles. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much more this team grows week to week. So raise my glass to that. University of Michigan doing a heck of a job. I say, go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.